Down, over, up. I don't think I can do this. I think I've hoofed myself completely. How did I do this before? I got in. It's working as intended. Come on. Oh, almost there. Wait. Hold on. Go sideways. Go sideways. Completely stuck. Fun fact, I can't even get into the menu. Man, that game was so broken. Like, so broken. It's kind of crazy how broken it was. Huh. I'm trying to start a YouTube stream. There it goes. Just wasn't being very kind. Hi, hello, welcome, good evening. How's it going? Oh, we're still signed into YouTube. That's good. Anyways, hi. I'm excited. Are you excited? You should be excited. I'm excited. Though I do need to check one thing here. Because I can't say this name correctly in my brain. So, hi, hello, welcome, good evening. We're going to be playing Rosewater tonight and for the foreseeable future. This is a game that I wish listed basically as soon as I found it existed, which was very shortly after I completed Lamplight City. Because they're both made by the same developer, whose name I'm going to butcher the pronunciation on, and I don't want to. Francisco. I'm going to go with Francisco González. Is the solo dev of Lamplight City and Rosewater. And I don't know. I adored Lamplight City. I thought it was visually stunning. I thought the music was great. I thought the writing was excellent. Like an A plus 10 out of 10. Everyone should play it kind of game. So when I found he was making Rosewater, I immediately wishlisted. I've actually played the demo of it a long time ago at this point. Yeah, I used to watch actually his development streams when he would go live for like showing off dev work, and I had to stop watching that because he kind of got to a point where I was starting to like, oh, this is like stuff I'm going to see in the game, you know, and I didn't want to be spoiled, so I actually had to just like avoid his streams from there on in, which is a shame because he's a lovely guy. And yeah, so yeah, we're going to be playing Rosewater tonight, but as a full disclosure, I actually managed to get myself a free copy of this game from Application Systems Heidelberg, who I guess are the kind of advertising arm of this. I'm going to be honest, I do not know their relationship. But they had keys to give away, and yeah, so I got a copy of the game through them, which is awesome. It saved me some money because, quite frankly, I was going to buy it. So thank you to them for the key, obviously. And this is we are going to do a full playthrough of this game. Usually with games where I get a key given to me, like we'll play it for a night and we kind of talk about whatever. I'm playing through this whole game, and I knew it as soon as I knew it was coming out that it was going to usurp the schedule, and we're just going to be playing it. So this Starburst is so stale. Oh my god. But that's not going to stop me either. So, with all that being said, oh my god. 65 achievements. Jesus, please. Okay, well. That's fine. Anything else? I think that's it. Camera's off-centered again. I really don't know why that keeps happening. Oh, anyways, it's fixed. Okay. We can now start Rosewater. Yeah, let's launch the game configuration. So I can turn everything up to maximum. What's under advanced? Yeah. Uh-huh. Fine. That's great. Okay, cool. Save and run. I don't know where the best place to be on the screen is. We'll figure that out as we go. Okay, how to play. Inventory and diary. Hold O for objects. Yay! Thank you. I might just turn that on anyways. Time dialogue. I'm going to turn that on. I hate timers, so if I can extend them, I will take it. I'm so excited. Oh, look at that train. Good job.
Ordered the 743 from Pierre Lorraine for Rosewater, Western Vespuccia. No baggage to speak of, in the literal or metaphorical sense. Just a little hope. And that doesn't take up much space.
Woof. Oh yeah, the voice cast for this is absolutely stacked. Hi, T3.
Much has been said about the western frontier. The perilous wilderness, the lawless towns, and the tough, hardened folk who make their way out there. Usually to get away from something worse. I suppose I'm about to become one of them myself. There's just one thing Rosewater's got that no place else has. An opportunity with my name on it.
This intro is giving me some, like, powerful Indiana Jones vibes.
The thoughts in my head are running together like the landscape outside the window. Excitement and trepidation and boredom mixing like the scrub and rocks and soil into one long blur. One thing I know, I am ready for a change of scene.
Also, hi T3. How are you?
Huh. Quiet.
Howdy, ma'am. Allow me to extend the warmest of welcomes on behalf of the town of Rosewater and its inhabitants. Folks call me Jim. And who do I have the honor of greeting?
Harley Leger.
Delighted to make your acquaintance. Might I assist?
I like how she's got a bead on him immediately.
That is, if you've got any.
I don't.
Ah, right. Well, what brings you to our fair town, Mrs. Leger?
There was something else I wanted to say. Ah, oh. You know, none of your business.
Your beeswax. Take a hike, kid.
Oh, come on. I'm just doing my job.
If you must know, well, I write. There's an opening at the Rosewater Post.
Well, best of luck with that. The editor at that place ain't somebody you want to cross.
Then we ought to get along fine.
I'm sure you will. But as official town greeter, allow me to offer a small card.
How is that an actual job?
Ain't always such a sleepy little town.
Hey!
Say, I've just remembered another engagement.
This how you welcome new arrivals? I have a mind to give you a thrashing.
Thrash him anyways.
All right, enough of that.
It's 1850.
Look, I was no choir girl.
No, I remember the thing I wanted to say now. So this game takes place in an alternate world where America didn't separate from the UK. So it's technically like an extended English colony. And it's called Vespuccia for some reason. When the town is this size, it turns out he's the distraction wolf. Yeah.
But I had the good sense not to get caught. Word of advice, kid. Don't pick your mark in broad daylight, especially not at a lawman's doorstep. Go on, beat it, or I really will give you something to cry about.
Whoop.
Now,
Doing the old dad shuffle there.
there is that damn publisher's office.
All right.
End of the line. Until they connect it up from the coast, anyway. So they do have the law here. In theory, at least.
Howdy, stranger. Fresh off the train?
Yes, sir.
Come on in then. Let's have a chat. I'm Sheriff Gamble.
Harley Leger.
Pleasure. Just passing through, or...
I'm here about a job.
Well now, that's refreshing. Few come to Rosewater these days with the intent of staying long.
I'm just
How
glad
you
it's voice
find
acted.
uptown?
I can't say much for the welcoming committee.
Beg pardon?
I wasn't in your town but 2 minutes when I was accosted by a pair of gutter snipes. They should thank their lucky stars I was in a good mood.
I keep telling Jim to stop with that town greeter malarkey, but that boy's got a head harder than granite. I've been too soft. I ought to throw him in lockup until he gets his head on straight.
Trust me, that'll only make things worse. Besides, I don't think they've yet written a statute outlawing vexatiousness.
You've a forgiving nature, Miss Leger.
Now you say that, but like theft is
Welcome to
theft.
Rosewater. If you run into any more trouble, come and see me.
All right, let's have a little poker. Oh my god, there's so many things.
Impressive collection. Hey, Sheriff,
What's on your mind?
what's the story with these guns?
Now these are standard issue repeaters. Pretty powerful rifles. Thankfully, I've yet to use one in the line of duty. Wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of one of these.
Like how I'm gonna make him fucking stand up every time.
What a peculiar decoration. Hey, Sheriff,
Miss Leger?
why have you got a horseshoe hanging above the door?
Ah, glad you asked.
Oh, gonna get up.
My
You should just stay standing, my
told
dude.
me a story about a blacksmith who was visited by the devil.
The hell
The
do you
devil
say?
asked the smith to make him a horseshoe for his own hoofed feet, you see. So, the blacksmith took a red-hot horseshoe and nailed it straight onto one of his hooves.
I feel like you wouldn't care.
The devil howled out in pain. He begged the blacksmith to take it off again. The smith agreed, but on one condition. The devil must always respect the horseshoe and never enter any place where one is hung above the door. Hell of a story, wouldn't you say?
No follow-up questions. God damn it. There we go.
I wouldn't have figured that.
Well, if it isn't the man of the hour himself. Hello, González. How you doing? Literally just started.
Fancy yourself a lepidopterist?
Hello, Stellag.
Hardly.
Had a great Tuesday? Not really.
From a past
Truthfully.
bone man. But I like
This is the
when
highlight of the
sun
day.
Shines on their wings just so. Real thing of beauty.
My upper back neck area went out earlier today as I was making lunch. I was stirring pasta.
A lawman with a license?
Not even all that
Water
vigorously.
isn't so uncivilized after all.
so my afternoon was kind of shot. I've taken plenty of medication, and now I'm here. So like,
License mean you went to
I could be
school?
better,
No, it means
but
I was officially
I am
elected
finally playing Rosewater,
by the people
so
of this
I'm pretty
town.
stoked about that.
Paper's
So
really just a
that's helping.
formality.
And yeah, we have the lovely Grunslov in chat, who is the developer of the game.
Reminder, confiscated items to be placed in the box below. Looks like a pretty rough
Very
story.
excited to have you here. I do apologize for basically ghosting on your streams. But as I was saying earlier,
Still at large?
you got to a point where you're building stuff in the game and we're like, oh, I can't. I have to not watch because I don't want to be spoiled. Like collapsing because my back went out because I made the mistake of trying to turn the faucet on the shower. You're gonna run away soon because you get self-conscious watching people play. Hey, that's up to you. I'm happy to have you here for as long as you feel comfortable. Just know that I am so goddamn excited to play this. Like I said before, I wish listed this game
Doesn't look too comfy.
the day I found out about it.
What's the point?
I played the demo, and then I watched you developing it for a while until I had to stop
Nah, not really.
because I didn't want to be spoiled
It's fine by me. The less
on
I
stuff.
have to
So
clean out that pot, the better.
I'm glad it's here and that I get to play it. And it's gonna be
Not a bad view.
my primary game for the next probably what 2 weeks, give or take.
Hey, Sheriff,
Yes, ma'am.
what's this photo of?
That's a view of Colchester.
Just have to do streams back in February because all I had was left was spoilers. Yeah. But even still,
I have no bits,
rude.
and you must.
All right, fine, T3. Fine, yeah. That kind of a day, huh?
All things considered, I still do miss the place. My folks still have a ranch there. Been meaning to pay him a visit.
It's not good. That's dead fish. Whoa. Thanks for that, T3.
Those are some stern-looking ladies. Hey, Sheriff,
Miss Leger?
who are the people in this photo?
Those are my sisters, Lord bless them.
That's a lot of sisters.
Mary was always my favorite.
Why do you have this all the way over
Trouble
here?
we used to get into when we was kids. Reba married an oil man. I think
Ooh.
they're living in some big mansion on the coast somewhere.
La-di-da.
Sadie died a few months after this picture was taken.
Oh.
I'm grateful to have this to remind me of her smile.
Well, that ended on a downer. I'm gonna leave now. Oh, right, I forgot it has the double-click travel. Oh, thank you so much for that. It's a hole.
That isn't the town water supply. Can't be a good sign when even the blacksmith goes out of business. No shoes for you, horsies. Soft drink crates. A sugary, fizzy way to beat
It's not just for exits? Ooh. Is it like to interact with like anything far away? You'll just
nothing
teleport
inside
over?
but a colony of ants. Shame. I could go for a sarsaparilla.
Hmm.
Oh, hello there. Don't think I've seen you.
Oh, right, the not Steven Spielberg.
Just arrived in town. Name's Harley Leger. And you're Dr. Sedgwick?
At your service. Welcome to Rosewater and to my clinic. Anything in particular?
God, I
ailing
forgot
you?
about his walk.
I could use something cool to drink. It's hot as blazes, and I am this close to having a conniption.
You'll want to visit the Jack of Diamonds at the end of the thoroughfare. My stock doesn't offer much in the way of refreshment, I'm afraid.
Yeah, doctors don't drink water.
Doctor prescribing a visit to the saloon.
A sarsaparilla or weak beer, drunk in moderation, can be a perfectly healthful and thirst-quenching beverage.
Sure.
I recommend it over water in any case.
Oh, he's lurking. Oh, you're playing Scald? Ooh. Hey, look, everyone, it's Holly. You should follow Holly. Holly's great. Holly's wonderful. Holly's been playing Core Keeper with me and being wildly effective. Well, I hope you enjoy Scald. I hope to get to it one day. What do we got? Get another chamber pot?
Impressively clean.
Cleanliness is next to godliness, as they say, and good health starts with good hygiene.
Up there it
What a
is.
variety of potions and tonics you've got here, Doc.
It's only a small part of the bounteous pharmacopoeia that nature might make available to us, if only we knew her secrets. There is so much.
The steepled fingers is very good there.
Have you actually read all these books, Doc?
I have. They also serve for reference. Learning is a lifelong endeavor.
I imagine you get your hands pretty dirty in this line of work?
It's for cleansing before, not after. I am a follower of the modern European theory.
Ah, he believes in germ theory.
Disease follows from the propagation of tiny animalcules living on the surface of the skin. Thorough washing with soap and water is said to eradicate them.
Drown the little bastards, huh?
Something like that.
I mean, he's kinda. I appreciate that she heard him say that. It's just like, sure, germ theory. That's the thing I've... Remember, it's 1850, T3. The fact that they are anywhere close to the concept of germ theory is something we should be happy that the doctor is doing.
Medical College of Wicks? Never heard of it.
It's in central Rotterdam. Not quite the University of New Britannia, but then what is?
Well, that's just disgusting.
Not disgusting, it's fascinating, awe-inspiring.
To each his own.
I like her attitude. She's like, man, this is fucked up. But whatever floats your boat, my man.
What's in the pouch?
Oh, just some supplies for house calls and emergencies.
I'm not going to take that right now.
Is that mess of noodles really what our insides look like?
Indeed, Miss Leger.
That mess of noodles.
Truly is a marvel.
I suppose that's one word for it.
Your body is wonderland.
Hey, Doc.
Miss Leger.
So, how's the medicine business?
What a question. I'm a physician, Miss Leger, not some two-bit snake oil salesman.
Didn't mean to imply you were.
I'm sure. At any rate, I've not had many patients of late. But that is the physician's dilemma, is it not? We are taught that idleness is a sin. But better that I am idle and the townsfolk healthy than my surgery be full of the ill and infirm.
He's got a point.
Got any knowledge to impart about Rosewater?
Oh, well, it's a fine town.
You don't sound too enthused.
I'm sure you'll find plenty to see and do here.
Give it to me straight, Doc. I want to know your thoughts on this place. Warts and all.
Were Rosewater one of my patients, I would say the prognosis is not good. Not since all the Orem claims dried up and the airship routes opened.
What the hell's Orem?
Our rail line. The hangers-on keep this place gasping for breath, but I fear they only prolong the inevitable. I hope I haven't discouraged you, but you did ask my opinion.
If things are so bad, why not pick up and move elsewhere?
I swore an oath to do no harm, Miss Leger. As the town's only physician, leaving would mean abandoning my patients. There may not be many left to call on my services, but when they do, I am the only barrier standing between them and the grave.
Isn't
Fair enough.
that a bit dramatic, Doc?
Say what you will.
No, it's not. It's 1850. It's 1850, and he washes his hands before he does things. He is literally the last line of defense.
Why not train somebody to take over for you?
I did have an apprentice not long ago, my ward, Nadine.
What happened to her?
Oh, this is no kind of life for a restless young person. I encouraged her to put her talents to use elsewhere. She's ministering to the local native tribe now.
Who is this tribe?
I'm afraid I don't know much about them, just that they have a small village somewhere in the valley. I believe they call themselves the Audam? Autumn? I'm not certain of the pronunciation. At any rate, they don't come to the town, and I imagine the town...
Washing hands is sexy.
mostly let
It's
them
true.
be as well.
There's nothing sexier than good hygiene.
You must know all about the townsfolk.
I am well acquainted with all their ailments, proclivities, and vices. But if you're just seeking gossip, you'll have to find it elsewhere.
I'll see you later, Doc.
Do take care of yourself.
This is the place.
Doesn't that guy get hucked out the window? As I recall. Yep, there he is.
Hey, what gives? 2 feet over and I'd be flatter than piss on a plate. Don't you move. I'll fetch the doctor to have a look at you.
Everyone has the dad shuffle in this game.
Doc, come quick. I've got an emergency.
How can I be of service?
Some poor fool's just fallen out a window.
At the Rosewater Post?
Yes. How did you...
Sounds like Joni's in a mood again. Let's go.
All right. I'm just gonna...
Here he is.
The old weekly defenestration.
Hello? Can you hear me? I'm Dr. Sedgwick. I'm here to help you. Can you move your legs? Spine seems intact. No obvious fractures.
He only fell one and a bit story.
Is nothing short of a miracle. Right. He's in a bad way.
He rolled off the roof. He was
I'll
fine.
go back to my clinic and patch him up. You are truly a good Samaritan, Miss Leger.
It was nothing. If you'll excuse me, I have an appointment to keep.
Of course. God bless.
Better luck than Freddy Farkas Frontier Pharmacist. Yes. He has already outstriped Freddy.
I'm here about the writing commission.
Ah, yes, you must be Miss Leger. I believe you and Joni exchanged some correspondence on the matter already, yes?
Yep, got the letter right here.
May I see it, please?
Inventory. Oh, we should. I want to read this first.
1850.
Oh, Freddy was the sheriff?
Thank you for submitting your sample.
Wasn't he also the pharmacist, though?
I'd like to extend an invitation to meet with me at the offices of the Rosewater Post and discuss the possibility of an extended commission. How soon can you arrive in town? I await your reply and look forward to making your acquaintance. Yours, Joan Gallagher.
Oh, the voice actor. Yes. You know what? You know what? I thought the sheriff sounded familiar, but I didn't want to make the cold call on that. So that is the same actor. That's Freddy Farkas / Leonardo / like 8,000 other voices. Fantastic. Freddy wasn't a doctor. My brain's just... Yeah, no, he was a pharmacist. There you go. But that is fun.
Very good. Oh, one more thing.
Some adventure game royalty in the voice actors.
Noted.
Go up those stairs and knock.
Thanks. What's your name?
Henry Dixon, ma'am. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Likewise.
I recognize this guy's voice too. The doctor's played by Neil Ross, who was the narrator for Freddy Farkas. Amazing.
Cozy.
Like, I knew that this was like a studded cast, but I haven't looked up all the names to know everything that they've done.
They seem to be pretty active around here. I hope that means steady work.
Lee from The Walking Dead, yes. That is what I know him as. Like, as soon as I heard him talk, I'm like, I know this voice. And I played the absolute shit out of The Walking Dead. So...
Come in.
Hello, Joan. I'm Harley Leger.
Ah, yes. Nice to finally put a face to the name. Please take a load off. Whiskey?
Bit early for me, but thanks all the same.
Sensible. I like that. I, however, have had a morning, so if you don't mind.
Yeah, I saw it morning. Full fucking glass. Hell yeah.
Say, have we met before? Something about you seems familiar.
I don't believe so, no.
Well, let's get down to the meat and potatoes, shall we? If you're going to join our little family here, I'd like to know more about you.
I assume no Al Lowe musical numbers like the Ballad of Freddie Vargas. That would have been a really funny April Fool's thing to do. Who's Joni? God, I can't do this. I can't ask who is this voice actor because I'm gonna know all of them somehow. But I know her voice too.
Me? Well, I was born and raised in New Britannia. Got out, made my way west, and started writing. I saw your ad while I was up in Pierre. Thought a change of scenery would do me good.
Well,
Sarah
admittedly,
Elway. I
Rosewater
don't.
isn't as
That name doesn't ring a bell, but
cosmopolitan as it used to be, but maybe you'll find it to your liking.
There hasn't been a dull moment since I stepped off the train.
Speaking of, your writing sample had me in stitches.
oh, just a pause. To clarify, I don't tend to know most voice actors' names unless they've cropped up enough for me to start like actually checking. Like the fact that I know Abe Goldfarb as an example, who is not in this game as I understand. But now I hear his voice whenever my kid, like, he's a voice that I took the time to look up because he was in so many games I was playing at the time. That now he like just lives in my head. Same with like Ivy Dupler, who is in this game somewhere. And there's like a couple others, but unless I've pointedly looked them up, I don't tend to know their names, which is a shame. That's on me. But I'm not the guy who typically goes looking a person up every time. I tend to look up people more when other people say what I'm saying now.
I spent much time in Lamplight City myself, but your descriptions of the Toffs in Lyon, hilarious.
That piece was inspired by my last visit a few years ago, actually.
Oh? What brought that about?
I had to go back and settle my late brother's affairs.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hope it wasn't in connection with that awful business at the Lamplight City Expo.
Oh, no, it was before that.
The Expo disaster was a national tragedy, of course. But you know, can't help remembering it as the week our paper sold more copies than it has before or since. Isn't that terrible? But enough about that. Let's get back to why we're
Expo
here.
disaster. Is that related to Lamplight City?
I like you as well, Harley. So I'm going to go ahead and offer you a commission. I'll pay you 45 crowns for it. After that, we can talk about more regular opportunities.
Hot damn.
Damn. So, what's my assignment? A scathing commentary on Rosewater's decline? Or maybe a hard-hitting expose on the plight of the marginalized criminal?
Who's that?
No,
Abram.
nothing like that. I want you to interview Gentleman Jake Ackerman.
Who?
Oh, the other one. You've been living under a rock. He's a true Western legend. The Achilles of our times. We've got a real opportunity here. Star like that, landing
Hi,
in
Amber.
a little town.
How you doing?
Something in the vein of your sample. Acerbic and mordant. But maybe not quite so acerbic.
So, a puff piece.
Good, you're paying attention. I want you to make Rosewater look good too. Show me a real frontier hero in a real frontier town.
Can I find this Jake fellow?
He's taking rooms at the Jack of Diamonds.
Different Rosewater.
And his show is opening today at the Opera House, so he should be around for an interview. I don't know how you're situated here, but you're welcome to use the typewriter in the office.
I only write longhand, but I'd certainly be grateful for a quiet place to work.
Longhand. How charming. Now, if you have any questions before you go, by all means...
You're going to have to translate that for the printed text, though. You can't just... Jesus. No, this is Rosewater. It's an adventure game made by, actually, Grunslav, if still in chat, who also made Lamplight City, and is a game that I've had on my wish list for literal years, so I'm pretty stoked I finally get to play it.
So, who was the man that went out your window? Not another writer, I hope.
Oh, God, no. You're the only applicant we've had. Don't worry about him. Just a rabble-rouser with an axe to grind. Thought he could burst in here railing about my journalistic integrity. Most folks stick to writing letters to the editor. I tried to calm him down, but... well, it didn't go that way.
I see. The Rosewater Post reported on the Lamplight City Expo.
Yeah, was that actually... That happened in the game, right?
I've got copies of the article saved. Here, read it for yourself.
The Etheric Pavilion at the Global Exposition in New Britannia, Kingsland, was the site of a terrifying disaster. Hold on, wait a minute. I used to do a thing for this. Where is it? Is it this one? No. Wait. No. It's not this. Oh, wait, it is this one, but I have to turn all this stuff back to normal. Turn that there. Alright, there we go. The Etheric Pavilion at the Global Exposition in New Britannia, Kingsland, was the site of a terrifying disaster that claimed 15 lives on Saturday during a demonstration by etheric researcher Dr. Bennett Clark. A device known as an etheric generator malfunctioned and released a burst of energy into the audience, instantly vaporizing 14 attendees and one stage assistant. An eyewitness described the scene for the New Britannia Gazette. The thing started up with a great crackling noise, startling the ladies in attendance and raising several cries of excitement. And in the next instant, there was a blinding flash of light, after which there was just screams and horrible burning smell. From where I stood, I could see that a bunch of folks had gathered to one side of the apparatus were just gone. All that was left were shoes and hats and things in a pile of ash. And the worst thing was, their shadows were still there on the wall behind. A controversial figure in the scientific community, Dr. Clark has championed novel theories on the existence of ethericity, a supposedly inexhaustible source of energy located in the upper atmosphere. The Etheric Pavilion, an exhibit jointly sponsored by Kessling Industries, Harmon & Grove, and Eastern Consolidated Coal, was intended to showcase the technology's potential before a global audience, although public enthusiasm may be somewhat dampened following the events of last weekend. Dr. Clark was taken in for questioning by authorities, but it remains to see whether he or any of his sponsors will be held legally responsible for the lives lost in the incident. What else we got here? The Gilroy mine to close. Let's see. Silas Gilroy announced on Friday that his ore mine would cease operations at the end of the month. This marks the third major mine closure in the past year, in addition to many smaller claims that have been consolidated and sold cheaply or abandoned. Like every other prospector who hauled out here, I was hopeful after early results were so strong. Those deeper veins have failed to turn up, said Mr. Gilroy. It's all sparkle and no show. The man's closure will deal yet another blow to Rosewater's fortunes, leaving over 40 men out of work. So, the PM call. This happened, right? I don't know if Grundleslav's still here, but I'm pretty sure this actually was part of the plot line of Lamplight City. You tried to stream to make some money tonight, given my impending potential eviction. Didn't work so well on that front, but I had fun. Oh, no. I'm sorry, Admiral. That's truly a bummer. I'm very sorry. Prime Minister Harley Leger wasted no time in condemning the Lamplight City Expo disaster and called on Parliament to impose a ban on etheric research. Despite predictable opposition from the outward wing, MPs may be more receptive to Leroy's proposal in the wake of the disaster. A vote is expected to be called in the coming weeks. Supporters of Clark's research insist that an isolated incident does not invalidate the potential benefits of etheric technology, but public opinion may be tipping in favor of the ban. That's an in-between game event. Oh, okay.
Can I keep this?
Frame it if you like.
But I'm sorry, Admiral. That sucks.
Any insight you can give me about the town?
It's a far cry from what it used to be. In a way, it's nice not having to hear the noise from the saloon at all hours, but, oh, I don't know. Folk who moved on took some of the charm with them.
What about the folks who stayed behind?
What about him?
I was hoping for more details.
Far as you're concerned, the only person in Rosewater worth knowing right now is Jake Ackerman. If you're so keen to know about the rest, go meet him for yourself.
I mean, fair enough.
I'm curious, how did the Rosewater Post get its start?
Well, my dad was a union man. He worked the printing press for the Allied Fall Creek Miners Cooperative. Pamphlets, labour news, that sort of thing. Then the mine owners brought the
This game looks pretty neat, yeah.
whole operation up. My dad was laid up for months and could never work again after. But we still had to eat, didn't we? I took all the equipment from the old shop and started printing up an early version of the Post just to bring a little money in. At first, it was all just community notices and advertisements from local stores. Over time, I got the hang of the whole journalism thing and turned it into a real newspaper.
I'd best...
Right you are.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
What?
It's just come to me. I know why you look familiar. You're Spitfire Harley.
Goodness. It's been a long time since anyone called me that.
I saw you fighting back in 26 at Wellesley Hall in the Chum. You took out a brute twice your size with a right hook. Pow! It was like watching David bring down Goliath.
I appreciate the kind words, but that was another life.
Maybe so, but for a 14-year-old kid fresh off the boat, it was pretty damn inspirational.
Thanks, Joan. Appreciate
Ye
it.
old UFC.
And please call me Joni.
That's quite a stick.
A memento from my grandfather back in County Donegal. Comes in handy now and again.
I hope fixing that window won't be too expensive.
I may just leave it for a while. I'm enjoying the breeze.
I guess it probably doesn't rain too much.
First edition of the Rosewater Post?
Yep, March 30th, 1845. One of the best days of my life.
You support Leroy?
I'm a proud Labourite, sure. I'll admit he hasn't been my favourite PM. But the way things were going with Atwood and the Treatise, this place would have been swallowed up by an automated newspaper conglomerate. Labour Party gets me vote any day of the week.
Fair enough. The New Britannia Gazette. Keeping tabs on the competition?
Hardly. I kept that issue because they mentioned my paper.
Fair enough.
Hey, that's Devil's Tooth. I passed it on the train right here.
Quite a sight, isn't it?
Nice typewriter.
The first. Good old Sheldon Model 4.
So, okay, Grunstav, you said that was an in-between game event. But Dr. Clark, did we meet him? Something about all of that rings familiar.
Fascinating device.
Isn't it just? To think, I can send messages from here to Bright Bay with the press of a lever.
What will they think of next?
Alright.
See you later, Joni.
Take care of yourself out there.
There was mention of him in one of the newspapers. Okay.
Spitfire Harley, writing for my paper.
Haha.
Just beat all.
Time to get day drunk.
Excuse me?
How can I be of assistance?
What's to know about this town?
You picked a fine time to arrive, Miss Leger.
Why is that?
A few years back, you could hardly drive a wagon through the street. It was so full of folk coming and going. I'm sure you've noticed that's no longer the case.
I did notice that, yes.
So where did everyone go?
Wherever the Orem actually is would be my guess. There's still some prospectors hanging on, convinced they'll find something everyone else missed. I'm sure they'll all come to their senses eventually.
If they all go, where will that leave you?
Why, getting by, I imagine. Peaceful, quiet life. The railroad still brings some traffic. Folks on their way further west or shipping goods back east. Although not as many as before the transcontinental airship line opened up. Easier to sail clear over the country than ride the rails halfway.
Technology ruins everything,
Fine, though.
he said, streaming to the internet.
Been working here long, Mr. Dixon?
Oh, about 5 years. I was the first one Joni hired on shortly after launching the paper. Was a farmhand before that. Keeping books is much nicer than tending cow pens, let me tell you.
Anything I should know?
Can't really help you there.
Oops.
I'm just a simple family man, and we keep to ourselves.
I may be a simple country lawyer.
Exactly who was that gentleman just took a tumble out your second-story window?
I haven't a clue. Devil of a fella. Just busted in here and went straight for Joni's office. He wouldn't be put off, but insisted on speaking with the editor immediately. Said he intended to lodge a complaint. Suppose Joni didn't take too kindly to his manner of lodging.
Those are some mighty fine whiskers you've got.
Oh, why, thank you, Miss Leger. The missus tells me I ought to shave, but I'm fond of the look.
As you should be. I'll leave you.
Those are some intense chops, my man. Just because the internet was a mistake doesn't mean we can't have some fun with it. But yeah, we're making the best of the situation we find ourselves in, right? In these unprecedented times.
Was your meeting satisfactory, ma'am?
Quite so. Did you find any of those butterscotch sweets I asked for?
Afraid not. Only taffy and some peppermints.
Pity. This place seems to lack even the smallest of pleasures. Shall we?
Goodbye.
Business seems slow today. Probably a good thing.
I mean, yeah, you would hope, right?
Wonder if the whiskey here is any better than the rock gut back in Pierre.
Probably not.
Horse pills. Is that pills for horses or pills made from horses? Or both? Looks like it's been up for ages. Wonder if they ever caught the guy. Or maybe he retired from crime. Or died of old age. Shabby, but I've been to worse.
Alright. Kick the door and make a scene.
These seem to be for decoration more than anything else.
I love honky tonk piano.
Food delivery for the lazy. Warning, watch the dang door. Signed, management. Now that is mighty tempting.
No, we're pressing the button. What are you talking about?
Scenes from the wild country. A night campfire, a wild horse, and a bear in the mountains. Sure would be something to see all that up close and personal. Except maybe the bear. Someone's hunting trophy. I bet that piano hasn't been tuned since the De Leon.
Absolutely not.
She's making the best of it, though.
That's half the charm.
The local populace getting sloshed. Excuse me, kid. I need to get upstairs.
I'm really sorry, miss, but Mr. Ackerman's not taking any more meetings right now.
I'm here on behalf of the Rosewater Post.
Did you make an appointment?
No, I just got the assignment.
Okay. Look, Mr. Ackerman's upstairs getting ready for his show. It starts in less than an hour. Why don't you come by and watch? You can come meet him afterwards.
I just need to interview him for a newspaper article.
Well, now, that's perfect. If you're going to write about him, you should definitely see the show. Trust me, he's a real dazzler.
Suppose it beats waiting around here.
Okay.
Gentleman Jake's show will be starting at the theater soon.
Okay. Let's go find the theater. I guess this way. Nope, shit. Ah, here we go. Here's this shit stain again.
Betrayal, murder, revenge, classic stuff. Never works out that way in real life. Never heard of this one. This place is falling apart, but these stone tiles were nice. Once.
Gimme. If it goes in the inventory, it goes in the inventory.
For 20 coppers, it had better be one hell of a show. Dr. Bennett Clark, Master of Ethericity. Oh, right, the Ethericity fellow. I didn't know he was working out here. You again?
Oh, hey, Harmony, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Harley. What in the ether are you doing here?
Oh, you're not still sore about earlier.
Nah, but your little friend might think twice about hoodwinking strangers again.
Look, nothing personal. My brother and me are just doing our best to get by.
Your brother? And you just strolled away? I ought to knock you into a cocked hat.
Hey, you gotta look out for number one.
What a good way of saying that.
Mark, but I can let that go. Hell, with a little effort, you two could be halfway decent grifters. But if there's one thing turns my stomach, it's disloyalty. That's your flesh and blood. If you don't have your own brothers back, who else on this wretched earth is going to give a flip if you're alive or dead?
You made your point. Now, can we drop it already? I'm trying to do an actual legitimate job here.
Legitimate job? So you're not selling snake oil or stock tips or fire insurance?
Nah, nothing like that. I'm selling tickets to Gentleman Jake's legendary Wild West show. Only 20 coppers.
I'll take one of...
Swell! And when would you like to come see the show?
I'm almost certain this is another
whenever it
grift.
starts?
Oh, you mean today? Oh, well, I'm afraid I gotta disappoint you there. Sold the last of today's tickets not 10 minutes before you walked up.
Uh-huh.
Seriously?
Seriously, this ain't exactly the Coliseum. It only fits so many, and folks around here are real excited to see Gentleman Jake in person.
All right, look. I don't need to see some yahoo firing off his pea shooter. I just want to talk to this Jake fellow.
And I'm sure Gentleman Jake would be happy to meet you if you had a ticket to get in. course, I might be able to sneak you in quiet-like, but I'd be putting my job on the line. And I can't afford to lose it now. After all, I have my little brother to look after.
Just tell me what you want.
Only a small
Hey,
favor.
Grunstev, is there ever an option for me to kick this guy who's right in the
Small
nuts?
item of great personal value. It's only my pa's pocket watch. Family heirloom, you see.
What happened to it?
It was stolen is what? By that one-eyed scalawag Lola Johnson. Probably stashed it away in the old smithy. She's been squatting in there for weeks now.
Where'd your brother get to? Keeping out of trouble?
Matter of fact, he's trying to make good after that screw-up earlier. Decided he's gonna try and get pa's watch back all by himself. He's really...
There's an option to punch in the face? Alright, I'll take it. Ugh.
And you're letting him risk his neck again? He'll be collared in no time. Like as not, you'll never see him again.
Oh, I know. I tried talking sense into him, but he's dead set on it. Wants to prove himself. But he'll be in real hot water if he gets caught, which he probably will. That's why I'm asking you to do it before he goes and does something stupid. I can tell you could pull it off. No problem.
You and your brother can go hang for all I care. But I want in this theater, so I'll do it.
Swell. You know where to find me.
Alright.
Looks sturdy, but there's some rot creeping around the handles. This padlock's not going anywhere. Not without encouragement.
Oh, was there a punching option there? Shit.
Hammer.
God damn it. Can I still punch him? Or have I missed my punch opportunity? Hold on. Punch-opportunity? I could have refused the quest. Oh. Well. I mean, I guess. But then I wouldn't be doing adventure game stuff. I get another chance later on? Oh, okay. Can you provide me a rough hint about when that would be? Fuck that lock.
If I use my bare hands, but if I use something heavy.
Okay.
Hello again.
How's he doing?
He doesn't look half bad, all things considered.
No, he was lucky. Once I'm done here and the laudanum...
Ooh, laudanum, you got the good stuff.
Rain.
I think you'll actually feel terrible when the laudanum walks off.
Can you hear me?
Or walks off. Wears off.
I wouldn't try talking to him just now, Miss Leger.
He's high as...
Give him a mild narcotic.
Mild narcotic. Laudanum was literally opium. I'm just gonna go ahead and take these real quick. Don't mind me. Can I return those when I'm done? Green fairies floating around sure are pretty, yeah.
Pretty common-looking leather pouch. The stuff inside isn't of much use to me. This isn't gonna get...
I thought that was gonna have some tools that I could use, but I guess probably makes more sense.
Welcome back, Miss Leger.
Hey, Sheriff?
What can I do you for?
Were you aware that a man was thrown from the window at the Rosewater Post?
Is that right? Who was it?
Never saw him before. Looked New Spanish.
As opposed to Old Spanish?
Yes. He's in Doc Sedgwick's care.
Well, that's good. Sounds like I need to have words with Joni, though.
Just how long?
Oh, couple. Like most everyone else, I came to Rosewater in '48 when we thought the hills were full of Orem. Except I stayed when it turned out they weren't.
You were a prospect?
Yep. But it turns out lawman was a more stable career.
A man in your position must have plenty to say about the town he serves.
Suppose that's true. But a stroll down Main will tell you most everything you need to know.
Can you tell me about Joan Gallagher?
May as well get the rundown on people.
I've yet to meet anyone with a more fiery temper. My advice is to stay on Joni's good side. You don't want to end up going out the window like that poor bastard.
Is Doc Sedgwick on the up and up, or is he one of those frontier quacks?
Oh no, Doc Sedgwick.
No, he believes in germs.
He saved the town from a yellow fever epidemic just last year. The Doc's pretty much the glue holding this town together. Leastways, that's what he's fond of telling everybody.
What's the story with Gentleman Jake?
Which one? If even half of them are true, he's a lion among men. A real Western hero. But you can catch his show while he's in town and hear it straight from the source.
Are you acquainted with Lola Johnson?
Not really. She mostly keeps to herself. As long as she don't cause trouble, I'm willing to overlook the squatting.
That's kind of you.
I saw a lady coming out of the saloon earlier. She was older, fancy looking, sounded old country. Any idea who that is?
Can't say it rings any bells. Wonder what someone like that'd be doing in Rosewater.
Anything of interest in the surrounding area?
Not really. The San Bernardino Valley don't offer much in the way of sightseeing. There's an army fort, Fort Beaumont, and an abandoned relic that used to be a laboratory. There's also an Indian village on the other side of the valley. But you'll want to steer clear. I've heard tell they can be real territorial. But all that's outside my jurisdiction. When you leave my town, you're taking your chances out there.
Thanks
Fair
for the
enough.
chat, Sheriff.
Come back anytime.
A plain leather bag. Wonder what's inside. Hey, Sheriff.
What can...
Just saying. What's in the bag?
Oh, that's a set of lockpicks I confiscated from a would-be burglar.
I want those.
I can't just swipe these from right under his nose. Hey, Sheriff.
Yes, ma'am.
What would...
That's a view. It ain't exactly a metropolis, but it's got character.
He'll notice...
Sometimes I find myself wondering what life would be like if I'd stayed.
Aha!
Got him.
I did it. I did a puzzle. Alright, as we're about to start. So, I'm gonna hit the button. We'll be back in 3-ish minutes, so go get yourself a drink, a snack, go to the washroom, scream to a pillow. Oh no, it's happening. Okay.
Pick.
There we go.
Just have to remember that rhyme I taught Bill. Good thing I wrote it down in my journal.
Okay, I guess we'll read the journal. What are we working on right now? Guess it's a padlock, right? Wiggle the key to start the fun, then take the snake for a long run.
The tension key. Don't... A snake pit. Hot damn!
There we go. I feel like this map got a bit of a redo.
That could be a good spot to stash something. The Smithy's cold furnace. No watch, just old ash. Guess the devil won't be coming in here. Guess the devil won't. Maybe the kid's watch is in there. Emptier than that. Absolutely nothing. Doesn't look too comfortable. Nothing here. The mirror's broken. Wonder who caught the bad luck. Scrap metal. Must not be valuable or it'd be salvaged by now. Decorative or a functional hiding place? Well now, what have we here? Got what I came for. Best not to stick around.
Oh, I didn't search the other box, though. Oh, we didn't get caught. Do I want a chance to be a real asshole to the kid? To the kid or to Jeb? Jeb? Jen? Jake? What the fuck is this guy's name? To this guy or to the little kid? To Jem? Tell me more. In what way can we be an asshole to this man? Use the tile on the watch. Yeah, alright.
Look what I've got.
You really got it? Give it here.
Whoops, clumsy me. Let me get that for you.
Hell, lady!
Maybe now you'll think twice before sending people on pointless errands. Get out of my way. I'm going in.
Fine. Go ahead. Ain't even my watch anyhow.
I swear, if you're still out here when I'm done.
Lady,
Yeah, okay, yeah.
boys and girls,
Fuck that guy.
are you ready for some thrill?
That is such a dick move.
Are you ready for some excitement? Are you ready for some fun?
So that was yet another... I'll just stay quiet. Yet another thing of him trying to
The star of our show.
be a dick.
And
We just out-dicked him.
Showdown. The only man to defeat bastard Billy Boat.
You won't get to punch him like, you know what? I'm okay with that. We did do that.
Then gifted it to an orphanage. Gentleman Jake Ackerman.
Everyone has terrible posture in the West.
Thank you, Charlie, for that wonderful introduction. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gentleman Jake's Wild West. We got a heck of a performance for you today, but first, allow me to introduce my brave and loyal assistant, Danny Luo. Now let's get this show on the road.
Luo. Is that Korean or Vietnamese?
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you rope a steer. Keep it going, Danny. Maybe you'll lasso yourself one someday.
The sun beat down upon them as the duelers stood and stared. But Billy Boats had never fought somebody so
Oh god, it's in rhyme.
gun. And bang! The bastard crashed out.
Who says Chinese? Oh, there you go.
The legendary foe lay dead, defeated, in the mud.
Also, that's it. You pulling out of your jacket like that is awful. Terrible gun placement.
And now for a most challenging proposition, perhaps the greatest feat of marksmanship to which a
I like how you had to do the whole juggle animation.
5 juggling balls that Charlie keeps whirling aloft in such a dizzying display. Ladies and gentlemen, fix your eyes on that green ball in particular, and do not dare blink. For with but a single bullet, I will pluck it from the very air.
Big deal. You were practically next to him.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our show. Thank you all so much. You've been a truly magnanimous, magnificent, and majestic audience.
And you can take home a piece of the legend. Come on down to the Check of Diamonds to get an autograph or a souvenir ferrotype. We'll be there.
Ooh, ferrotype.
Stop by and shake hands with Gentleman Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, good night.
Locked.
Okay. I guess back to the...
I'm telling you, Jake, I need that money tonight.
You knew the deal going in, Charlie. There's nothing I can do about it.
We'll see about that.
Hope I'm not interrupting, gentlemen.
My friend here was just saying his farewells.
Mm-hmm.
Weren't you, Charlie? Please do pardon that unpleasant display.
No.
What can I do for you, my dear?
Name's Harley Leger. I'd like to interview you for the Rosewater Post.
Well, shucks, it would be my pleasure, Miss Leger. Shall we go upstairs to
Your pleasure?
standing out here in the dust?
Lead on.
Miss Leger, permit me to introduce my associate, Danny Luo.
We've met, actually. Not formally, I suppose. Nice to properly make your acquaintance, Miss Leger.
Likewise, Mr. Luo.
Please, you can call me Danny. Everybody does.
So what did you think of the show? Pretty spectacular, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yes, that's definitely the word for it.
I'm glad you think so. Shall we proceed with the interview?
Right. How did you come to pick Rosewater as your latest venue?
Simple. Plenty of folk in this town are looking for a good show. I ain't so hoity-toity as to think El Presidio or Los Virgenes are the only places worth visiting.
Las Virgenes.
Bent double over a pan in a creek or working his keister off down in a mine. A man is entitled to some amusement, wouldn't you say?
You're clearly a man of great deeds. Which would you say has been your greatest?
I value all my accomplishments equally, Miss Leger.
Uh-huh.
Single any one out would diminish the others. I couldn't bring myself to do that.
So none of them are real.
Sentiment.
I like to think so.
Is there anything that frightens the mighty gentleman Jake?
You know, somebody once told me, fear is only as deep as the mind allows. When you deal with the type of folks out on the frontier that I do, marauders, bandits, desperados, your fears have got to be shallow. Otherwise, you won't last 2 seconds.
I wish he'd hit Desperados a little harder. Desperados.
What's something nobody knows about you? Give me something juicy.
I'm something of an open book, Miss Leger. Keeping secrets ain't really my modus operandi.
Come on, everyone's got secrets.
Oh, I think you'll find I'm not like most folk.
Hey, Jake, don't you have an appointment with Miss Sally this evening?
Damn, you're right. Sorry to cut things short, Miss Leger. I've got another engagement I need to prepare for.
I should have plenty for my article. I appreciate your time.
Well, I look forward to reading your story in the next edition. Danny, see the lady out, would you?
Good meeting you, Danny. Guess I'll see you around.
Gentlemen.
Don't worry, gents. Jake's all yours. Hey, you were in the show. Nice juggling.
Thank you, ma'am. Jake, get your ass out here right now, you four-flusher.
Four-flusher?
What's all the ruckus?
Don't play the fool with me, Ackerman. You know damn well why I'm here. You might think you can give me the runaround, but I wonder if my friends here won't convince you to pay up.
Charlie. Didn't anybody ever tell you?
Yeah, you've got to flush 4 times. Something's wrong with it. Yeah.
Guzzling bastard. I'm gonna fix that wobbling jaw of yours.
Come on up here, then.
You sure you won't reconsider, Charlie?
Shut the hell up and get out of my way. McGuire, take care of the kid. Let's dance, cowboy.
Nice. Oh, classic boxing style.
Suggest you clear out while you can, little lady. This could get ugly.
From where I'm standing, it's pretty damn ugly already. Hey!
So that's how you want it, huh? Fine. I'll let the boss deal with you when he's done.
Give me the bottle.
Hey! Don't start any trouble, lady.
Okay.
Whoopsie daisy.
What's a concussion between friends, huh? Do 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 do.
Hey, nice one.
Not the most honorable way of winning a fight. But
No such thing.
Hardly playing fair.
Hey, Charlie. Looks like your guys weren't as tough as you hoped.
But now who's gonna juggle for you?
Blood pumping?
You've got some interesting associates, Mr. Ackerman. If you'll excuse me, I have an article.
Honor went out the window.
Just a minute. I'd be a fool to just let you walk away after that
Ain't
performance.
such a thing as a fair fight.
Up here. I've got a business proposition that may interest you.
Oh.
What about Miss Sally?
Oh, she can wait. All right, Miss Leger, I won't beat around the bush.
Is there a different way to stop that fight?
Folks together for a job, and I think
Interesting.
you'd make a damn fine addition to the team.
Sort of joke.
Am I joining the Avengers?
Dr. Bennett Clark.
Yeah. Yeah, he blew some shit up.
The etheric researcher. What about him?
Dr. Clark moved out here not long after the big disaster back in Lamplight City. He kept up his research, even did some demonstrations at the Opera House.
Mm-hmm.
One day, he just up and vanished.
Huge Ackerman.
Hide what we had of him in nearly a year.
And you want to go looking for him?
Oh, I want to go looking all right. The thing is, we're going in search of Dr. Clark's fortune.
Come again?
The feller was loaded. Somehow he managed to talk a bunch of big money investors from back east into financing his research.
Uh-huh.
All those gizmos and doodads don't come cheap, you know? We find his stash, we'll all be rolling in it for years to come.
Stash? What stash? Surely it's all just numbers on a ledger somewhere.
Right?
No, I'm telling you, he kept his assets in cold, hard cash.
So you're looking to rob a man blind just because nobody knows where he is?
Now, nothing so...
Yeah, I mean, that is kind of the sound of it, yeah.
This. A swashbuckling pirate captain, his vessel freighted with treasure. The vast fleets of law and order circling him, closing in. He digs a hole in the sands of some sun-kissed tropical beach to conceal his ill-gotten loot and makes himself scarce.
Uh-huh.
Circumstance conspires to deprive him of the opportunity to return. Now, he's the brave treasure hunter who seeks and unearths the bounty guilty of robbery.
This is not the same thing. This isn't even close to the same thing.
See, we're not after Clark's personal wealth. The money in question was meant to bankroll his etheric research. Since that's been outlawed, he can't touch it. And it's a drop in the ocean for the investors. They'll never miss it.
How many folks are you planning on bringing into this?
That depends on what we find. But I promise you, we'll all get a fair split, enough to make it all worthwhile.
What's your plan?
Clark had a lab nearby, a couple miles outside of town. Last place anybody saw him. Walk around there, retrace his steps, and it should lead us straight to the loot.
Narrator's voice. It would not.
But I get the impression you're not entirely convinced.
Why on earth would you think that? A couple of folks I don't know from Adam asked me to help them hunt for some money that probably doesn't even exist. How could I not be convinced?
I admit we're asking you to put a lot of faith in us. I'd probably be just as incredulous were I in your position.
What a good word, incredulous.
Good man, Miss Leger. He's never led me astray in all the time I've known him.
He literally wants to rob a man.
I think Miss Leger's gonna need a little more than just your word. Look, I've known quite a few moneyed folk in my time. They all got one thing in common. You know what that is?
Capitalism?
They couldn't give a rat's ass about folks like you and me.
I admit I cannot emphatically contradict that, but not what I meant.
So what do they have in common?
They're good at keeping their money safe. Clark's cash is out there. I just know it. As far as your safety, you just took out a couple of brutes twice our size. It's plain to see you can take care of yourself.
I'm pretty good with my pistols, and Mr. Ackerman can talk his way out of anything. But we could use somebody who's good in a fight.
Besides, stick around old Jake long enough and you'll have enough material to write a whole book. Forget a measly little...
I mean, that's fair. Okay.
Bag. I'm offering you a front row seat to a much better show. So, what do you say?
I don't know if González still here, but I appreciate that there's no option here to be like, no. This sounds extremely stupid.
All right, Mr. Ackerman. I'm in. At the very least, this venture should make for an interesting tale.
I'm pleased to hear you say that.
You won't regret this, Miss Leger.
We'll set out for the lab at daybreak. And please, call me Jake.
Wait, what about my article?
Clark's laboratory is a short hike from Rosewater. After getting run out of Lamplight City, this is where he went to ground. A secluded desert facility where he could get up to who knows what. Jake, Danny, and I head there at first light to see what secrets he left behind.
Quite a sight, ain't it?
I'll say. What the hell was Clark doing out here?
That's a question for minds greater than ours, Miss Leger.
I mean, ethereal research.
Can we talk?
What's on your mind?
I've got some more questions about you.
I'm always happy to answer.
How'd you and Danny get together?
I was packing up after a run of shows in Quick Point, having a hard time of it. You see, my assistant had up and left a few days prior, so I was flying solo.
Your assistant left? Why?
The showman's life ain't for everybody. I don't fault him for it. Anyhow, Danny comes up to help with the crates. You should have seen him. Eyes wide, hands shaking, downright charming. So Danny gives me a hand and we get to talking. Turns out he's got experience roping and shooting. He even gave me a demonstration. I offered him the job as my assistant on the spot. The rest, as they say, is history.
And they were roommates.
Would you care to recount some of your previous adventures?
I'd love to, but I'm afraid now just ain't the time. Soon as we have a respite, I'll be glad to regale you.
I'm impressed, Miss Leger. Never thought I'd live to see the day Jake refused to tell his story.
Just how did you come to learn about Clark's money?
Not long ago, I got to talking with a feller at the saloon. The whiskey had loosened his lips, and he blabbed all about the success of his Aurum claim. But then he told me about how he'd invested most of that Aurum in Clark's research, and how he wasn't the only one.
And you're certain these investors won't be wanting their money back?
Can't speak for the rest, but this feller won't. See, his aforementioned loose lips got him into trouble.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that. You shouldn't be bragging about that.
Bastard was shot dead in the street.
I see. Enough jabber. Let's push on.
Push on over to this side to talk to you.
Hey, Danny?
Ma'am?
I want to know something about you, Danny.
Okay. Like what?
You and Jake known each other long?
Gosh, that's a good question. I guess it's been about 2 years?
Sounds about right.
Time goes by quick when you travel around as much as we do.
What did you do before becoming Jake's assistant?
Oh, nothing glamorous. I was a stable hand in Quick Point. Life with Gentleman Jake is certainly more, lively.
Just how old are you, anyway?
I'll be 21 this winter, but I can handle myself just fine if that's what you're worried about.
True enough. Danny's more experienced than some folk twice his age. You'd be a fool to underestimate him.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got any family?
Sure. My parents and older brother live on the coast, near El Presidio. I write them every month. I haven't seen them in a dog's age, though. But Jake's been like family to me, really.
We should get a move on.
Okay.
Guess it shouldn't come as a surprise that the front door is not wide open.
The butterflies are an interesting choice.
That's a serious-looking lock.
Way too complicated for these lockpicks.
So, how are we supposed to get in?
Maybe we could find something to smash the door in, like a battering ram.
That's a possibility. My old pal Captain Stokes is stationed nearby at Fort Beaumont. He owes me a favor, or two.
Maybe he could give us some high-powered equipment to get inside.
You read my mind, Danny boy. Wouldn't do any harm to take a look around out here first, though.
Dr. Clark really liked his sarsaparilla. There must be at least 30 empty bottles in these crates.
That's
I once
a
drank
lot.
10 bottles of sarsaparilla for a bet.
That's so much.
Well, yes, and no.
Yeah, man. That's so much.
Doing some tidying, are we?
We might find some use for these. Come help me. I can't carry them all myself.
Hey, I ain't gonna start belly aching if you want to go around collecting refuse. Might fetch us a few shillings if we sell them back at the Jack of Diamonds.
There you go. And some for you.
Thanks.
Okay.
Empty sarsaparilla bottles. Must take ages for any correspondence to get out here.
Probably beats having to hike into town, though.
Looks like Clark missed his last mail delivery.
Oops. You. This one.
Seems to be from another scientist.
February 12th, 1850. Dr. Clark, I hope this letter finds you well. Upon hearing news of the reactionary and ignorant ban our leaders have seen fit...
I know this voice too.
My thoughts went to you and your thankless labors in the wilderness. When they hounded you out after the expo, and I wouldn't be surprised if Leroy's cronies sabotaged your display to discredit you, you were undaunted. After enduring such a trying year, I know how much building that lab out there meant to you. A turning point in your fortunes, or so it seemed. Yet I am sure you will persevere once more. One day when rationality again prevails in the halls of government and this silly thing is lifted, I hope to take you up on your offer of a tour. If you've returned to the bosom of civilization by then, all the better. With warm regards, Dr. Roderick Nethersole. P.S.
Dr. Roderick Nethersole sounds like a tabletop RPG character name.
And door mechanisms still baffles me. Mine is destined for the scrapyard.
Wonder if Dr. Clark boarded these up himself. The good doctor was pretty self-sufficient out here. Hey, Danny?
Moving.
Got any of your own ideas on how we might get into the lab?
Well, I think Jake has the right idea. We should ask for help at the fort.
We should get a move on. Can we talk?
What's on your mind?
Have you had any new ideas for getting inside the lab?
Not a one, unfortunately. I believe asking at the fort is our best hope.
Enough jabber. Let's push on. Locked up tight.
Whoever closed this place up really didn't want anybody getting in.
This is one of the sturdiest locks I've ever seen.
I think we're gonna need to get creative. The fort stockpile might have something that could help.
Oh, hello.
What are you doing? This is no place for sightseers.
I know that voice too. I think I know that voice from Wanted games.
And just who in the ether are you?
Such disrespect. You toy with forces you do not understand.
The lady asked you a question, sir.
Heed my warning. Stay away from this place. Its mysteries are not for you.
Hey, wait!
Okay, bye. Is he wearing a tinfoil hat?
You forgot your... hat?
What was that all about?
Good question. Tinfoil. Why was that man wearing it as a hat? This isn't really my style. No sign of that odd bearded fellow. I wonder where he scampered off to.
I reckon we got ourselves bigger fish to fry right now, Miss Leger. Hey, look, a show!
What a racket.
She's pretty good, though.
Caramba! That thing has seen some action. Híjole! Nobody in sight, but I'm sure there are guards somewhere. Vaya. Hey.
Ma'am?
Who do you suppose that odd bearded fellow was?
I don't know, but I hope we don't run into him again. He gave me a strange feeling.
We should get a move on. Can we talk?
What's on your mind?
Any idea who that odd fellow with the beard was?
Not a clue. Sure seemed a few cows short of a herd.
Ooh, excuse me.
I'll say.
Sorry about
Let's
that.
hope he doesn't cause us any trouble. Enough jabber. Let's push on. Excuse me? I said, excuse me. Hey!
Caramba, you made me miss. What do you want?
Who are you, and what are you doing out here?
I am Marisol de la Vega, Lieutenant General of the Constitutional Army of New Spain. My compadre is Corporal Eugenio Garcia.
Pleasure. I'm Harley Leger, and these are my associates Jake Ackerman and Danny Luo.
Good to meet you. In answer to your second question, Eugenio and I are practicing our shooting while we wait for our jefe to conclude his business.
Who did you say you were waiting for?
Our leader, General Filomeno Marquez. Surely you've heard of him.
Yes,
Sure.
Of course. Who hasn't heard of the great General Marquez?
We're terrible at lying.
Me, for one.
Your companion would do well to educate himself. Perhaps General Marquez will see fit to honor you with his presence when he emerges from the belly of the beast.
Do you know anything about the laboratory just over yonder?
That abandoned wreck is a laboratory?
It was at some point.
Clearly, you know more about it than I do.
That's all for now. Happy shooting.
Thanks, gringa.
All right. Hold on. Hang on. Whoa. We're not gringos. We're not foreigners in the country.
Anda!
is it?
We'd like to come in, please.
More unannounced visitors? Must be my lucky day. What country exiled you?
None. We just want to speak with Captain Stokes.
Afraid he's indisposed.
Why don't you tell Stokes that Jake Ackerman needs a word?
Gentleman Jake?
At your service.
We're not in the market for entertainment. It's like I said. Oh, dad blasted. Would you knock it off with the shooting already? I can't hear myself think!
You call yourself a soldier when the sound of gunfire sets you quivering like a coward? Pathetic.
Look, I can't help you. I'm sorry.
Would you happen to know anything about the lab just over that way?
No, and quite frankly, I don't care to.
Alright, fair enough.
What do you all get up to in this place?
I'm really not at liberty to say, ma'am.
I wouldn't be asking to see Captain Stokes if it wasn't important.
I opened the gate for the last person who said that to me today. What did I get as a reward? His two cronies raising hell for the past hour. No, ma'am, not again.
Carry on, soldier.
Right.
Sturdy. No handles. Must... Hey!
You again? What is it now?
Say, do you think you could practice your shooting somewhere else?
Why?
The fort guard isn't happy about the noise.
Well, then maybe he should choose another...
Oops, didn't mean to click through that.
You're pretty good, but I bet I can beat you at shooting.
I am the best shot in New Spain.
Care to prove it?
Gladly. But a large stationary target such as this is not suitable for a contest. If you wish to challenge me, find some moving targets.
Can we use these bottles as targets?
Indeed, we can. Very well. Prepare to be humiliated.
I'm fully prepared. I should have saved.
My pleasure.
There is no saving. I'm doing it live.
About 30.
Then we will each shoot at 5. Whoever breaks the most wins.
Sounds fair.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
This morning. Would you like the opportunity to practice first?
100% yes.
Yes, actually.
Very well.
Ready with those bottles, Jake?
Yep, get ready. Set. Bottle in the air.
Holy fuck, that's fast.
You missed.
Here we go.
I'll get the next one.
Bottle in the air.
This is gonna go fucking horrible.
Damn it.
Here we go.
Damn it.
If that is the best you can
These are really fast.
We are even bothering. All right, for real this time.
Like he's fucking hauling them.
Incoming.
Damn it.
Incoming.
Damn it.
Incoming.
Holy shit, man.
Incoming.
Pure luck.
Incoming.
I'll get the next one.
My turn.
Fuck, man.
Take that.
Here we go.
Anda.
Here we go.
Anda.
Here we go.
Alright, well.
Bottle in the air.
Híjole. I win. Better luck next time, sweetheart.
Hey man, could you not try throwing those as hard as you fucking can?
Can we talk?
What's...
You're good with your gun. What's the best way to hit a moving target?
Oh, well, I find concentration is key. Just visualize hitting the target and you won't go wrong.
That's fucking useless.
How about an encore of your juggling ball trick? Beat that lady at shooting, and we can get her to practice elsewhere.
I see. Not a bad plan, but I make it a point never to perform without a crowd. Ask Danny. He's a good shot, but a little practice couldn't hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
How are we
Good question. I figured it'd be a breeze, but the guard's ornery as a mama bear with a sore teat. We need to figure out how to get on his good side.
Enough jabber. Let's push on.
Caramba.
Oops. Ah.
You would. Remember, get on with.
No, ready, set, bottle in the air.
Oh my god.
You missed.
Bottle in the air.
I'll get the next one.
Okay, that one just didn't fire.
I'll get the next one.
Here we go.
Damn it.
Okay.
My turn.
Some of those just did. I clicked a couple times, it didn't work. Okay, so I have to beat 5.
Perhaps I can be of.
How could you be of assistance? Like I asked last time.
What's?
How about you go easy on me with those bottles? They're awful fast.
Want me to give you the? All right. Let's just hope that little.
Enough jabber.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna try. God, I wonder if this is actually doable.
You would. Remember.
I wonder.
Hits the most.
Okay, hold on.
Get on with it, mustache wax.
No need for name calling, madam. Ready, set, bottle in the air.
Ah, shit. He disabled it.
Pure luck.
Here we go.
Pure luck.
Bottle in the air.
I'll get the next one.
Incoming.
Hot damn. My turn.
Okay, 3.
Dale.
Incoming.
Take that.
Here we go. Here. Perhaps.
I want to do this. This is stupid. This is such a stupid hill to die on. I want to do this without him slowing it down.
Hey!
You would.
I was.
Remember, whoever hits the most out of. Get on.
No. Ready, set, bottle in the air.
God damn it.
Missed.
Here we go.
Damn it.
Incoming.
Pure luck.
Bottle in the air.
Nice shot.
Bottle in the air.
Nice shot.
Okay,
My
okay.
turn.
Bottle in the air.
Okay, we're up to 3.
Hey!
Those are stupid fast, man.
You would.
Like, I get the gimmick because that we're supposed to be introduced to a way of being able to slow it down, but like, they shouldn't be this fucking fast.
Set. Here we go.
Fuck.
You missed.
Here we go.
Damn it.
God damn it.
In the air.
Pure luck.
Bottle in the air.
Nice shot.
Here we go.
Pure luck.
Okay,
My turn.
still at 3. Would a tie be good enough? I don't know if a tie will be good enough.
Híjole.
Hey!
You would. Get up.
No. Set. Incoming.
I'll get the next one.
Here we go.
You missed.
Here we go.
Nice shot.
Incoming.
Nice shot.
Bottle in the air.
Pure
Okay,
luck.
there's a... It's not randomized. They're just fast. So the first 2 are low, the second 2 are high, the third one is a little bit lower than the second 2.
Anda.
Hey!
You would. Remember.
No. Ready.
So the
set,
first 2 are like down
here we
here.
go.
Pure luck.
Here we go.
Nice shot.
Jesus.
Here we go.
Nice shot.
Bottle in the air.
Nice shot.
Incoming.
Nice shot.
My turn.
Yeah.
There.
All 5.
Incoming.
Take that.
Here we go.
Anda.
Incoming.
Anda.
Incoming.
Damn.
Where were those misses beforehand?
Don't believe this. Beaten by a pinche gringa pendeja.
All right.
Vámonos de aquí.
Hang on now. I've been studying Spanish. That was rude.
That was some great shooting, Miss Leger.
Tell me something I don't know.
I knew bringing her along was a wise move.
Hey, guard.
What is it?
Sure is a nice, peaceful morning, isn't it?
What happened to those cacophonous varmints?
They took their business elsewhere.
Cacophonous is not a word I expected to come out of this word man's mouth.
So long as you promise to keep it down.
Deal.
You did it.
Well now, what have we here?
Isn't that the guy that got
Appreciate your hospitality.
thrown out the window?
I must admit, I am perplexed by the change in your position.
It's not my position, General Marquez. It's the position of the government of the Commonwealth of Vespuccia. I have some discretion in the execution of my orders, but I'm sure you can appreciate that there's a chain of command.
I am, of course, most grateful for the aid you have rendered in the past. I am sure that your...
Oops, I just realized I haven't been over here. Man, I sure hope nobody was talking on YouTube. Ah, of course they weren't. It's fine.
recommendations carry weight with your superiors. If you would be willing to lend your influence in support of our cause.
Perhaps we can speak of this at another time, Mr. Marquez. As I said, I have other concerns to deal with.
Of course. I look forward to our next meeting.
Captain Stokes, you're a difficult man to see.
Ackerman, how the hell are you?
Leave this to me. I'll have Stokes eaten from the palm of my hand.
Good day, Captain. Madam? Just a moment. I have seen you before.
That's right. I'm glad to see you on your feet again. That was a nasty tumble you had.
Ah, of course. The newspaper office.
Mm-hmm.
You my thanks.
Happy to help.
What's your name, anyway?
Harley Leger. This is Danny Luo, and over there is Jake Ackerman.
Sir? I am General Filomeno Marquez. Though Filomeno seems to be difficult for you Vespuccians, so you may call me Phil.
All right.
Phil it is. Good to meet you.
And you? What brings you to the fort?
Well, Jake's the one who suggested coming here. Seemed to think Stokes could help us get into this abandoned lab somehow.
And why might that old ruin interest you, eh?
We were thinking it might make a nice hotel. Just need to spruce it up a bit. Then we can charge folks for rustic desert stays.
A Vespuccian with a sense of humor. I suppose stranger things have happened. In any case, there may be something in there to interest me as well. In fact, I could get the laboratory open so we could both go in, if Stokes were not so stingy with his munitions.
How do you mean?
My specialty is demolitions and explosives.
Okay.
I do not have any on hand right now. I thought perhaps the captain might once again be willing to assist a fellow warrior in a righteous cause, but...
It's like I told Mr. Marquez, my hands are tied. Much as I'd like to help, I've got enough to worry about with my men missing. In fact, I was just heading out to search, so if you'll excuse me.
Hold your horses, Captain. How about we come with? I'm sure you could use the extra eyes.
It's mighty kind of you, Ackerman. Can't promise it'll be safe, though. We'll be going near native territory.
Come on, Stokes. You forget who you're talking to? I laugh in the face of danger. We'll ride with you.
Your friend is quite the braggadocio, no?
Yes.
That he is, and he doesn't ever seem to let up.
You're all in, then?
Apparently so.
I will accompany you as well.
Sorry, who are you?
I can get acquainted on the trail. Let's get going. Sun's almost up. Appreciate y'all coming out with me. Strength in numbers and all that.
Our pleasure, Captain.
Exactly who is it you're looking for?
My first lieutenant, John Mulberry.
So when did your man go missing?
He left leading the patrol last evening and they never returned. I just hope the natives didn't get him. Things have been a bit tense of late.
On the subject of missing people, did you ever cross paths with Dr. Bennett Clark?
The mad doctor? No, ma'am. My man and I steered clear of him. Used to be we'd see strange lights and hear weird noises coming from his lab. I don't know what he was up to out there, but weren't natural.
You been stationed at Fort Beaumont long?
Nearly 4 years now. For the most part, it's a fairly quiet post. Of course, Rosewater's nearby and usually good for a diversion.
On that note, I'd be honored to have you at my show, Captain.
Ah, yes. Soon enough, Ackerman.
What makes you believe the natives are behind Mulberry's disappearance?
Our patrol perimeter goes close to their village. Wouldn't be the first time we've come to blows over boundaries. They fall back once they see our superior firepower. Thankfully, they haven't got guns, but they've been getting mighty bold lately.
So you're saying they've gotten aggressive when you've gone near their land? Sounds to me like they're just defending themselves.
Miss Leger, with all due respect, no idea what you're talking about. We've already given these folks an inch, but they have taken a mile. The government's tried appeasing them with treaties and such, but those ain't worth the paper they're written on. You'd sooner reason with a coyote.
Well, I think... Ah!
Engines!
Now, I would like to point out, oh, we gave them an inch and they're taking a mile. You mean after you took the miles from them and then graciously gave them back said inch?
In our efforts to search Clark's laboratory, Captain Stokes let out a search patrol, and he let all us supplicants tag along. But it wasn't enough to deter the native war party that ambushed us. Stokes slipped the trap laid for him, leaving us four to stand in his stead. Now we await intelligence of our captors and some sign of our fate.
Well, isn't this a fine turn of events?
Must be for storage. Completely empty. Dried corn. At least we won't starve.
If that's all there is, starving might be preferable.
Dried corn.
If that...
It's quite ornate. Brightens the place up, I suppose.
It is noble to find beauty in dark moments, but perhaps not so very useful.
Is that also the Freddy Farkas guy?
This basket's full of soap.
Yeah, at least we can keep clean.
Uh-huh. Except there is no water in here.
Then let's hope we can get out of here soon.
Wonder what they use these for.
Head catchers would be my guess.
Hey, it's not funny.
It was not meant to be.
Empty.
For now.
I suppose all of these were made here. Quite a collection.
Give that all the things. Okay, let's talk to people.
Phil?
Eh?
I never imagined volunteering for a search party would include free accommodation.
I must say, of everyone I have shared a jail cell with, you have the liveliest sense of humor.
Like, I know his voice. I can't quite place it, but...
So, this isn't the first time you've been locked up?
Also, apologies for punching the mic there.
At least these people seem more hospitable to their prisoners than the Spanish.
Got any suggestions for how we might get out of here?
Not just yet. I want to see how things play out.
What do you mean?
Something about this does not feel right. We know very little of our captors. I cannot devise anything until that changes.
Did you see what became of Captain Stokes?
Yes, though I wish I had not. Pinche cobarde.
That doesn't sound like a good thing.
He turned and ran. Took his men and abandoned us.
Not ideal.
I held him as a man of honor. Bastardo! Whoa!
Easy there, Phil.
Forgive me, but I cannot abide a deserter.
It takes a low sort to abandon someone who's counting on you. I'll just be over here.
Out of smashing range.
Hey, Danny?
What is it?
Relax, Danny. It'll be okay.
You think so?
Sure. If these folks meant us any harm, they wouldn't have bothered capturing us.
That is fair.
I didn't think of it that way. I sure hope you're right.
Got any thoughts on how we might get out of here?
They took my guns, so... No, really. You should ask Jake. He's the one with all the clever tricks.
You and Jake must have gotten into scrapes like this before, right?
Well, I have, yes. Although it was before I met Jake. But is this really the time for stories?
Fair enough. Perhaps another time. Were you able to see how Captain Stokes fared?
I lost sight of him when I got knocked off my horse. I can't believe he just left us. Why would he do that?
Hey, Jake?
Miss Leger?
Making yourself comfortable?
Not really. His bench is hard as a rock. Could do with some back support, too. But it's as good a place as any to think of a way out of here.
Had any ideas for escaping yet?
You'll be the first to know, I assure you.
Did you manage to see what became of Captain Stokes?
No, I was a mite preoccupied. Just as well. If I'd known he was running off, I'd have shown him a thing or two.
Surely a fellow of daring do like yourself has been in a predicament like this before?
More times than I can count.
How do you manage to get free?
Well, you gotta understand, every situation's different.
God, this guy is
Ways usually
such a
brighten
liar.
But sometimes, gotta get creative. Well, there's one time But no, that wouldn't work here.
Why not?
'Cause I'd need a few things, and coming by them in here will be next to impossible.
If you've got a plan, it's at least worth trying.
I reckon you're right. Main thing I need is something pliable, like wax or soft wood. Then something sharp to shape it with, and finally some shiny material. Metallic looking would be best. Find me those things.
Oh my god.
We might be in business.
You're gonna fucking fake a key? Okay, sure.
I'll leave.
Alright. Ads are gonna start again. So we're gonna take a little break here. Then we'll play for a little bit longer. Before we call for the night. So, go get yourself a drink, a snack, go to the washroom, scream into a pillow, think about westerns, and we'll be back in 3-ish minutes. Hold on. Alright. Well, that works fine.
Doesn't look very sturdy.
But it's barred on the other side.
What I would not give for a stick or two of dynamite right now.
It's quite ornate.
It is not, but perhaps.
Did smashing that pot make you feel any better?
It did, yes.
Alright. We got everything we need.
Hey,
Miss.
Could you?
Sure.
Oh, okay. So I have to hand them the things. Rosewater, how's it? Pretty good so far. How's your vacation going?
Will this work for what you need?
Shiny and metallic. Perfect.
Smells like lye.
Yeah, yeah.
Is this pliable enough for you?
This'll do nicely.
Day one at the park. How many days are you there for?
This sharp enough for you?
It'll do, it'll do.
Alright, you got all your bits.
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. You got everything.
Sure did. Now, will you tell me about this plan of yours?
I'm bluffing our way out of here. Give me a few minutes and you'll see what I mean.
Started watching Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, yeah?
Voila.
You carved a gun out of soap and wrapped it in tinfoil?
That's right.
It's certainly creative, I'll give you that.
Necessity is the mother of invention, as they say.
Well.
Anyhow, soon as somebody comes in, I'll draw this and catch them off guard. You knock them out in the confusion, and we make our escape.
And you have confidence this will work?
These folk don't know firearms. They can't tell the difference.
But, what if...
Hello in there? I'm coming inside.
Well, ain't this fortuitous?
Is that Ivory? Or Ivy? Sorry.
Greetings. I'm Nadine.
Nope.
I've come to...
Wait.
Hands up!
Is that a fake gun?
Yes?
Don't mind my friend here.
Yes, Nadine Redbird.
Harley Leger.
Oh, we know her. Yeah, you're the dog's Nadine. Well, great. I hope you have a good time at the park. I know nothing about Jujutsu Kaisen, so I hope it's good. Ivy's in this, didn't remember who. Yes, Ivy is in this. I don't think it's Nadine, though. That doesn't quite sound like her. That was fantastic. It played pretty much how I expected it to. Oh, excuse me. But to answer your question, how's Rosewater? It's good. I mean, we haven't done much past what the demo offered, like from the days of old. But this game is gonna be one of those things where like we're not gonna get back to the initial quest for a while here. We're already like 3 side roads deep.
So just what is it you want from us?
The chief sent me to make sure none of you were hurt. She also wants to speak with whoever's in charge of your group.
That would be me.
All due respect, sir, but after that little trick you just pulled, you're out of the running.
I'll go then.
All right, come with me.
Oh, I want to ask her more questions.
I bring you Miss Harley Leger, representing the captives.
Thank you, Nadine. You may return and tend to the others.
I will.
Oh, that might be Ivy there.
Enter and be welcome.
Doing a voice.
You may call me Chief Lutzi. I am responsible for the people of this village.
Pleasure's all mine.
You have violated the borders of the Autumn Nation, duly established by recognized treaty with your government. Miss Leger, why are you here?
Captain Stokes is missing some troops, and we were helping in the search.
You serve Stokes. Curious, you do not dress like a soldier.
We have nothing to do with the fort.
Who are you then?
I'm a journalist for the Rosewater Post. My companions and I are researching Dr. Bennett Clark. We only came to Stokes to ask for help getting inside the abandoned laboratory on the other side of the valley. Thought maybe you could spare some dynamite or something. But first we had to ride with him to find First Lieutenant Mulberry and his missing men.
I see. What did he tell you of us?
Let's just say he didn't pay.
Yeah, nothing that isn't problematic.
Do you share his opinion?
Jujutsu Kaisen's fun. Guy ends up getting enrolled in school that hunts down cursed spirits and exorcises them. Oh.
Not at all. Stokes is just some windbag I met this morning. I'll make up my own mind.
That is good to know. The Autumn mean you no harm, Miss Leger. However, for months, the fort soldiers have routinely violated our borders and harassed our people.
It's awkward.
Last night, a band of them came, led by this man, Mulberry. They attacked us in our fields and set fire to our crops.
He gets a very emotional gut punchy. Well, enjoy crying in a national park, I guess.
Were there any casualties among your people?
No deaths, although a number were burned and wounded in the fight.
Keep punching my mic tonight.
We captured him. He is under guard in one of our empty storehouses. Stokes has turned our village into a prison. And now he is recruiting civilians to come after us.
Is what they're for? Crying?
This will not end.
Sometimes.
Until everything we have has been turned to ash. But I cannot allow that. Something must be done.
We need to show Stokes that it's in his best interest to leave you in peace.
I agree. And I believe I know a way to do that, which will benefit us both.
I'm listening.
Our scouts have observed an army wagon making regular deliveries to the fort from Rosewater. It comes in the night. when few others are willing to travel. And always it arrives a day or two after the train stops in town.
Then that would be tonight? I just arrived on the latest train into Rosewater.
Yes, exactly. I
Hmm.
cannot know for sure, but I believe this wagon carries supplies, along with weapons and munitions.
Okay.
The soldiers use these to strengthen themselves, then come and deprive us of what little we have.
Okay.
If you and your people were to obtain them, it would be to our mutual benefit. We would have a means of defense. You would have the tools to enter this laboratory, and Stokes would be deprived of his armament.
I think it's a pretty good plan. You're super excited. You gonna go hiking on the Friday before you drive back? Nice. Well, I hope the weather holds up for you.
You're proposing we raid a military supply wagon? That sounds awfully risky.
Our peaceableness has brought us no safety. In doing nothing, we risk extermination at the hands of these men.
That's fair.
Tonight, then, huh?
Tonight, or not at all. The cover of darkness will be to your advantage. Our scouts have also noted that only 2 men guard the wagon.
Guess I'd better tell the others and get to planning.
You are welcome to rest here in the meantime.
Thank you.
I like how we went from
The Earthmaker
robbing a rich guy to doing a heist in the span of an afternoon.
Everyone in good shape?
Mr. Lua has some minor bruising, but your friends are otherwise healthy.
Good to know. Hey, fellas, come on out here. We got some business to
Wait, roller coaster day. Oh. Is there an amusement park nearby?
Chief went well.
Ooh, Dollywood. Nice.
Yes, although I learned how much of a bastard Stokes truly is.
I told you he was a no-good deserter.
He is much worse than that. Turns out the reason Mulberry didn't come back is that he was taken prisoner while conducting an unprovoked raid on this village. A raid Stokes himself ordered.
What?
Army soldiers have been crossing into Otham territory and attacking them without justification.
It's true. I have treated many of the wounded myself.
Hijo de la... We cannot let this injustice stand.
That is troubling. But what can we do about it?
Chief Lutzi suggested we hit him where it hurts, the fort's supply chain. So we'll be carrying out our own raid on a delivery wagon.
And to think just yesterday you were having
Yeah.
about
So things have escalated dramatically.
frontier changing people.
I have no qualms about robbing the government.
I don't know about you, but I don't feel too bad about lifting a little from the crown. It glitters enough already.
If the government is engaged in oppressing these people, you should be proud to resist.
Now listen up, because we've got some preparations to make. And the wagon will be coming through tonight, according to the chief.
We can get the munitions Phil needs to get us into the lab, along with some weapons and supplies for the Otham.
The old 1-2 punch. I like it.
Only question is, what's the best approach?
I'm thinking we create a distraction. We get the wagon to stop, then you and I keep the driver occupied while Danny and Phil sneak the stuff out.
I prefer a more direct approach. You said the wagon was poorly guarded, eh? We have enough fighters to overpower them. When they see they are outmatched, we should be able to take what we need without firing a shot.
Wouldn't it be better to do this without drawing any attention?
Yes.
You could set up a roadblock, then sneak out what you need while they investigate.
All good plans. Have you got anything, Danny?
No, but I think we should be careful. Something like this could so easily go wrong.
Yeah.
So, what's it going to be?
I don't want to attack the wagon. I don't want to risk murder for no reason. Now let's do the fun one.
I like Jake's plan.
All right, just follow my lead. If things start to go south, say, hang up the fiddle. That'll be the cue for Danny and Phil to vamoose.
I can help too, if you need an extra pair of hands.
Oh, well, sure. That'd be much appreciated, Miss Redbird.
Well, we better get ready. Let's hope this goes off without a hitch.
we will finish this sequence and then we'll wrap for the night.
What's going on here?
Ah, finally a third party. Maybe you can settle this argument for us.
Ma'am, is this man causing you grief?
Not nearly as much as she's caused me, I can assure you.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go telenovela.
How many times do I have to say it before you get it through your thick skull? We're through.
You can't just break a man's heart and expect him to roll over.
What's going on out here?
These two lackwits are standing in the middle of the path. This ain't no place for a lover's spat.
What in the Sam Hill are you two doing out here this time of night anyway?
We had a bit of wagon trouble on our way home to Rosewater. You ever been there?
Yes, sir. It's where I grew up.
After all, we've been.
Oh God! Don't start trivia-ing me.
Jack of Diamonds.
Don't do that.
Sure, love that place.
Me too. I wouldn't mind forgetting our troubles, like how our wagon turned over and stranded us out here.
The wagon turned over? How'd that happen?
Something ran out in front of us, spooked our horse.
It was a sneaky little coyote came out of nowhere.
Yeah, these hills are lousy with the little varmints.
Well, we can't offer you a ride, but we can send someone from the fort to come get you, assuming you don't kill each other first.
Oh, don't worry about us. We quarrel all the time, like cats and dogs in a gunny sack.
If I had a copper for every time we'd called things off, then gotten back together.
Your offer is most appreciated, but won't be necessary.
So,
Could you guys
need our help?
hurry up?
Why'd you stop us then?
In all fairness, you stopped at your own volition.
And lucky you did, otherwise you might not have met the famous Gentleman Jake.
Gentleman Jake? That's a good one. I'd expect to find him in a saloon with a buxom gal on each arm, not on a dusty road in the middle of the night.
Hey now!
Don't you think it's about time we hang up the fiddle?
Right. Pardon for the disturbance, gentlemen.
Did that go well? Did I do a good job?
You have come back to us, and it seems your hunt was successful.
Miss Leger, I gotta say, I ain't seen bluffing that good since I cleaned out Aces O'Reilly at the poker table.
Okay, I guess we did good.
Picked up a few tricks over the years.
Yes, we recovered firearms, ammunition.
Keep Jake's bluff going for as long as possible. Yay! We did it.
With this dynamite, getting into the lab will be quite easy.
Then I am glad the raid proved fruitful.
Chief Lutzi, I am curious. Now that you can arm your people, what is your plan?
I can certainly understand your curiosity, General Marquez.
You know me?
We are close enough to the new Spanish border.
Oh, I guess New Spanish is just Mexico.
To answer your question, we will defend ourselves. Peace has not worked against those who wish to harm us, so we must answer them with force.
You strike me as a wise and capable leader, but allow me to offer one piece of advice. Do not underestimate your enemy. Nothing angers a tyrant like a show of resistance.
This is aged poorly.
We will overcome.
I truly hope you do.
So, there's something else. Several crates in the wagon were marked Rosewater. I thought it was strange, considering that's where the wagon was coming from. And not only that, we found a safe filled with Aurum bars.
I wanted to take them, but Danny refused.
I imagine you had good reason for that.
They were marked. They wouldn't have been any good to us.
Good thinking, then. The last thing we need is the Royals on us for stealing their Aurum.
The Royal Police? Nah, out here they'd send in the army. Or God forbid, the Blackburns.
The Union Busters?
Unions, heads, you name it.
The big question is, why send Aurum to the fort?
Intriguing line of inquiry, but I ain't sure the fort's dealings should concern us.
Perhaps not, but I am curious as well. Something unusual is happening here. Stokes was all too happy to aid our cause before my exile. Now he acts like a stranger. It cannot be a coincidence. I am going to charge my Lieutenant General with finding out.
God, who is it voices him? I'm trying to place where else I've heard him talk.
Something like that. It is clear there will be no more aid from Stokes now, and I still have an army to outfit. Perhaps we will find something we can actually keep.
If money's what you're after, maybe you'd entertain the notion of joining our posse. That goes for you too, Miss Redbird.
What are you talking about?
I'll explain everything on the way back to the lab. Danny, you stay here and help unload the supplies. You can give Nadine the lowdown. Come meet us when you're done.
Will do.
I am sending one of our hunters to return Mulberry to the fort. He can show you the way back.
Much appreciated. Right, let's get a move on. You coming with me and Phil, Miss Leger?
Once again, the illusion of choice.
Damn right. Someone's got to be sure you don't blow yourself sky high. And can it with the Miss Leger bunk? It's Harley.
Duly noted. Now let's get going.
Just one more thing before you go, Harley. You said you were a journalist, yes?
That's right.
Do you believe the townspeople would take an interest in our cause?
Some might. I can certainly tell my employer about the treatment you've received.
Please do. I have a statement I would like you to carry back. The Autumn are a peaceful people. We wish to be your good neighbors and friends. But if a Vespuccian soldier or any other person comes with violent intent to harm us, we will do what we must to protect our people.
Got it. Would you be willing to sit for an interview with someone from the post?
Gladly. My words are for all who will listen with open hearts.
I'll make sure your message is received.
Thank you.
Okay, well, elbows up, Odin people. Hey,
Thanks
there's your hat.
for us back, partner. We can take it from here. Well, would you look at that? Didn't think I'd be seeing old Jesse again. I'm keeping this arrowhead as a good luck charm. And who knows? Maybe some collector out there would be interested in acquiring the arrowhead that nearly wiped out Gentleman Jake.
Híjole. Is he always like this?
Yes. Categorically, yes. Okay.
Hey. What? So how did you wind up here in Vespuccia?
That is a very long story, and I do not wish to relate it now. Perhaps another time?
Fair enough. I have to ask, what went on at the Rosewater Post?
That so-called newspaper editor dared to write that the People's Revolution was over, that we had been crushed by the forces of the Spanish army. Defeated, we will not abandon our cause. I demanded a correction. What did I get instead? A defenestration.
Great word.
Rough break.
Yes.
Right. Carry on. Can we talk?
What's 'cause you know I've been wondering about the Autumn. What do you suppose will happen to them now that they're armed with guns?
I don't know, but at least they have a fighting chance now.
If Stokes attacks and they successfully fend him off, then perhaps he will leave them alone. But it will certainly not happen without bloodshed.
Well, best of luck to him.
Enough jabber.
Wait. You're just going to leave this flag buried in the mud?
If it's that important to you, feel free to take it.
Why does he want that flag?
I had no idea you were such a patriot.
Your country allowed me to walk freely when my own would have thrown me in prison. That counts for something.
Oh, okay.
Right. Can we continue?
You're quite certain you know what you're doing?
Just leave everything to me and stand far, far back.
Okay. You know, you could have just used one of those to blow up the lock. Just saying.
Impressive work there, Phil.
Gracias.
And an explosion will certainly liven up your article. Eh, Harley?
Okay. We're gonna save here. This is where we shall leave it for the evening. All right. Ugh. Apparently, smashing the that pocket watch is a very rare achievement at the moment with 0.5% of people. That's funny. But anyways, that's what we're going to call this for tonight. I like that you can save at any point in time in Rosewater. That's great. Because it allows me to actually try to go to bed at a reasonable time. That is going to do it for me tonight. Oh, excuse me. So let's find someone to raid out to. Muting the tab. Let's see. Oh my god, a lot of people on tonight. Show more. Let's see. How's Cal doing? Where is he? Still doing Hollow Knight. Oh my god, he's doing Steel Soul? Whoa. He's going for the 112 on Steel Soul. Good god. Well, you know what? Screw it. Let's go raid Cal. If we can go say hi to him. And yeah, that's going to do it for me tonight. Like I said, I will be back tomorrow with more Rosewater. We're playing through the game. So tune in for that. But as always, thank you, of course, for watching. And until next time, stay safe, have fun, be kind, and try your best out there. Stay fresh, cheese bags. Good night.